Hello, Mega Exercises. This is the Muscle Lady here to remind you to exercise your muscle. Hashtag exercise your muscle. If you're with us for the first time, welcome. We are always so excited when somebody new joins us on this journey of exercising our talent muscle. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you will be notified whenever a new video comes out. Mega Exercises, welcome. Welcome to another jam-packed session where we all learn how to exercise our talent muscle. We are still busy with the series that we are calling E equals to MC squared. That is energy equals to mass times the speed of light squared. As we all know, this is an equation that Albert Einstein made famous, and almost everybody around the world wants to understand how this equation works. How do we apply it to our lives to benefit and become better people? So we are no different here on this channel. We want to look at this equation and apply it on this journey of exercising our talent muscle. We've done a couple of videos, past videos, unpacking this equation, seeing how the elements apply to us and how we can use it, to better our skill and better our world that we find ourselves. So if you've missed any of our videos, please go back, acquaint yourself with it so that today's video makes sense. Every week's video is a build up on the previous video. So if you've missed any past videos in this series, I suggest that you go back, catch up, just so that we're on the same page. So for the past few videos, we've been talking about light. The part of light. The equation says E equals to MC squared. Energy equals to mass times the speed of light squared. So we've looked at light. What is light? How do you get light? And in the past video, I spoke about you are the light. You are the light. So we unpacked what that entails. How do you become the light in your world, right? Today, I want us to look at what dims your light. Now that we've learned that you are the light, firstly, we've learned how to gain light, and we've also learned how to be the light. Today, I want us to look at what dims your light, because you might know that you're the light, but you're not shining as bright as you should be in your world, or you're not shining at all. So what dims your light? First one that I want us to look at is waiting for approval. Ooh, so many people fall into this, waiting for approval. So you are the light of the world. You have gained light. You are exercising your talent muscle, but you've given the power of becoming over to somebody else. It could be a parent, it could be a spouse, it could be your children, somebody whose opinion you hold high in regard, right? Who has value in your life. If they say that you are of no value, that really breaks your heart. So if they don't say that you are a chef, you are the best in the world, if they don't help motivate you, you tend to feel like you are not the light that you're supposed to be, right? So I've brought some gadgets today, right? So let's look at this light bulb and the candle that I have in my hand. If this candle were to ask the light bulb, or wait for the light bulb to tell it that you are a candle. Remember I said you are the light of the world. You could be a candle, you could be a light bulb. You could be anything that illuminates light. Remember we spoke about illuminating light. If this candle waits for approval from a light bulb or from somebody else that is not in it, it could delay or dim the light of this candle, right? If this candle doesn't know it's a light, it cannot become what it was created to be. It might wait for life. It might never become what it was created to be. The same with our talent muscle. What dims our light is waiting for approval. Mega exercises. We are born with a talent muscle. I always stress this. We are brought here with a gift, a talent muscle. You feel it when you do this thing that you are born to be. You know this is what you were created to. This is what you live for. Don't always wait for approval. Sometimes it is good to get the approval, but if you don't get it, do not wait there and die and not become what you were created to be. Sometimes the people whose value we uphold so much will come as they see you exercising your muscle and lighting the world that you find yourself in, lighting up their world, because most of the time they are the people who benefit from your light. So don't always wait for approval, because that dims your light, or it might not come in the way you expected it to be. So the person you hold in high regard, your parents, your spouse, your children, they might say, okay, you cook, but I don't think you're that great. Or you do cook, but I don't think you can make it a career. You play soccer well, but I don't think you can make it a career. Mega exercises, we have discovered that your talent muscle is what God gave you to dominate and fill the earth. That is exactly what you're given to live and become here on earth, right? So if you work at this talent muscle, you've gained the light and you know you are the light, illuminate. Do not wait for approval. Go mega exercises and bake that cake. Go and play, go and become who you were created to be. Don't always wait for approval, because approval dims your light, and then the people in your world suffer because they don't get the light you were supposed to bring. They don't get the illumination, the brightness that you were supposed to bring to their life. So one of the things that dims our light is waiting for approval, especially from somebody whom we hold in high regard. I'm not saying don't value opinion. I'm not saying don't get opinion, but I'm saying do not get stuck when you don't get it. Once you've discovered your talent muscle and you know you are good at it, especially when you've gotten approval from other people, right? The one thing that gets us most is because we are waiting for this person's approval. And if this person doesn't approve, it doesn't matter whether you got 100 approvals from everybody else who've tasted your cake. It doesn't matter whether 100 people say, this is your gift. But if that person doesn't give the approval, we tend to, your light gets dim. Don't always wait for approval, mega exercises. If you know that this is what you were created for, if you know that this makes you come alive and you've gained the skill and the light to become, go become. Go illuminate your world, because your world needs your light. Remember, we spoke about this in the previous video, that you are supposed to find the dark spaces where your talent muscle is needed. Go illuminate that space. Those people in your world lack your skill, lack your talent, lack your gift, until you come and gift it to them, right? So the longer you wait for approval, mega exercises, you keep that world in darkness. Also, you dim your light. And we were not created to walk around the earth with dim lights. You feel that you're not adding value. You don't feel like you're becoming, right? When you're not growing as a person, there's some feelings, psychologically, and that's where depression also comes in, when you're not feeling that you're adding value or growing on the earth. So when you're dimming your light, mega exercises, it will lead to feelings of feeling unvalued, where you're not giving value, and these might lead to depression. So do not always wait for approval. Once you've discovered your talent muscle, once you're exercising it, and you've gotten people's opinion around that tell you this is it, go for it. Go for it, mega exercises. You'll get that approval along the way. Don't make it an excuse, because sometimes we use that as a crutch why we're not becoming. It's because my mom doesn't believe in me, my dad doesn't believe in me, my spouse doesn't believe in me, my child doesn't believe in me, my teacher said I'm illiterate. We use that as a crutch for us not to become. You're dimming your light. And if this light bulb is dim and it doesn't work, look at it. It's got the power to illuminate the space. But right now, because it's not becoming who it was created to be, it's dim. And because it is dim, the space around it becomes dark. So don't always wait for approval, maker exercises. Go and light up the world which you were created to make better and more beautiful. The second reason why our light also gets dim is fear. Fear, fear, fear. And I know there's somebody somewhere, mega exerciser, thinking, yes, muscle lady, I know all about fear. I've read about fear, but you still find yourself living in fear. You are scared to step out. And sometimes, fear comes it's so smart that you don't even realize that you're fearing. The moment you're making excuses, the moment you're blaming everybody else but you are fearing. There's some fear, like trace it down to the root of why you're not lighting up the world that you are. It's fear. One of the fear reasons I've given before in my life was, there's a lot of people who do this. What makes me special? It's fear. Just light up your world. Why do you care about who is all around you, right? Why do you care that there are competition is good. You need competition so that you can always be on your toes and you can get better. So stop using fear as a crutch. Stop using it as a reason, because it is making your light dim. The brightness you're supposed to bring, the joy, the beauty, the new thinking you're supposed to bring to your world, you're affecting it when you live in fear. The moment you find yourself making excuses why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm too old. I'm married. I've got kids. I'm busy. Once you start making too many excuses of why you're not becoming who you were created to be, trace it down to fear. It all boils down to fear. You are afraid. You might be afraid because this has never been done before. You might be afraid because you're charting into uncharted lands. Nobody has gone there before. As a fashion designer, you've probably thought of a design and you are scared because nobody has done this before. This is fear, mega exerciser. Why don't you become the first? Why don't you become the first in your family? Think outside. Like, you can do all you were created to be. You can do it. You can become everything God created you to be. You can do it once you put fear aside. Your light can light up once you put fear aside. Yes, there will always be reasons why you shouldn't. There will always be reasons why you can't. But the moment you are adamant in yourself that I can do this, you will find enough reasons why you can. It will work in your favor, mega exercises. Step out of fear. Somebody once said that the absence of fear is not acting outside of fear. It's working in fear. You will get the cell, but keep on moving. Take that first step. Go and open up that shop. Go and bake that cake. Go and play. Go and speak. Go and become who God created you to become. Light up the world that you find yourself in. Stop fearing. We all have done something in fear. But once you are 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, you wonder, why did I fear? You remember the first time you got into a car and you were learning to drive? Your knees were shaking. The car would stop itself at every stop sign, not even at every stop sign. It would literally stop itself at every point it got, right? But the more you went out, the more you put your fear aside and you went for it. Now you're a pro. You drive to work without even thinking about it. You have to start somewhere, mega exerciser. You have to put your fear aside so that you can be the light you were created to be. You are either a light bulb or a candle, but you cannot light up the space you find yourself in while you're waiting for approval, while you're waiting for somebody to tell you you're a candle or a light bulb. You cannot light up, right? It's waiting for me to tell it it's a globe. So go and plug yourself into a power source. It's waiting for me to tell it you're a candle, get matches to light up. While you're waiting for somebody to approve, you cannot get to the power source that makes you come alive. Once you feel that you've exercised your talent muscle and you know exactly what you were brought here on earth to do, become it. Then act out of fear. Step out, mega exercises. You never know until you try. You never know until you try. Step out. Act. Don't wait for the fear to die down, because that will never happen. You have to act through the fear. It just gets less and less. The fear never leaves. You just get more bold. You just gain more experience. So don't wait for fear to stop or fear to die down. That never happens. You have to act out in the fear. The first 2 steps will feel like, what in the world am I doing? But over time, you will become so good and you will think, what took me so long? You are light, mega exercises. But the only way you illuminate the space you find yourself in is when you don't allow external factors to dim your light. So today we spoke about the first 2 factors that dim your light. In the next few videos, we'll also be talking about more factors. What dims your light, so that you, mega exercise, can be aware and avoid these, because once your light gets dim, the effect, the purpose that you were born for, the purpose that you were brought here on earth, becomes null and void. And we are brought here on earth to make our world better, brighter, and more beautiful. That's why we are born. This is the Muscle Lady, here to remind you to exercise your muscle. #ExerciseYourMuscle. Thank you for watching this video. I truly value. Please share the link with your family and friends so that they may also learn how to exercise their talent muscle. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you will be notified whenever a new video comes out. Until next time, this is the Muscle Lady, here to remind you to exercise your muscle.